Yeah, I'm just gonna go live. Just gonna go live. I don't know where today's show is gonna go. I don't know. Keep it real with you. I wasn't gonna do a show today, and I was perfectly happy with not doing the show. Here's the thing. I have a certain OCD, right? So when I get locked onto something, I get locked onto something. I got a new book yesterday in the mail. This book is by the master Kaba Kameen, and it says, "Who were the Moors before the Moors? Who were the Moors before the Moors?" So I've been locked into this book since I got it yesterday. But when I read something, I do a lot of research on what the person, while the person is saying what they're saying, I'm researching what they're talking about. This guy's a smart guy. I'm not going to hold you. I've seen him in action before on Hidden Colors. But just starting to read the book, I'm like, nah, this guy's on another level. We spoke last night on the phone for a little bit, me and him. That's the master right there. Master teacher. If you're wondering why I call him a master, he's a master. He's a master educator. He actually creates curriculums. And the reason he even wrote this book hit right here. You can go get it off of Amazon. Who were the Moors before the Moors? You know I wanted this book. You already know that. The reason he wanted this book, he wrote this book is because the Moorish Science Temple of America had reached out to him. And they asked him to write a book on who we were before the Moors. I thought that was very... What is the word I want to use? It was a very critical thing for the Moorish Science Temple of America to do, and it was remarkable and honorable. It was remarkable and honorable because the narrative had been all over the place for so long. Give me a second here. Hold on a second. Here we go. That I think they needed to do what they did. And the fact that they did that and reached out. Because I've always said, first of all, we weren't called Moors till like the Middle Ages. So why would we just start defining ourselves in the year 2025 of your Lord still as Moors? I always asked you, even though I already knew the answer. I knew the answer. But I've always asked you, what was you before Moor, brother? Most people don't know how to answer that. Most people only know what they know. That's the thing. If I only know what I know, and I'm being told what I know by the majority, right? What we call is group think. Group think. Some people only know what they know because they've only tapped into certain sources. They won't read outside their sources. They won't travel outside. They won't experiment out. Nothing. You're in a bubble. I don't really live like that. What, for me, if I wasn't used to it, it could get lonely. I'm already used to being isolated, an isolator. I'm in nobody's group. I'm a pariah to everybody's group. So I'm accepted by no group. I don't do well with group think. You know what happens in these groups? Eventually, so there's an extremist that takes over and he says something or she says something that's totally far left, off the course, inaccurate. And then, with my OCD, I'm going to speak out. I'm like, yo, that don't even sound right. And they're going to be like, yo, young brother, you confused. No. I'm not confused. And in fact, I will embarrass you. Brother, I think you should leave the group. Yeah, I think that's best. That I leave the group. Because what you're saying is inaccurate. And that's hard, especially when we got all these subgroups down here, but when your overall group, right? Now we got the Homo sapiens sapiens species, and we're going to get into that today. And again, I don't have to do I don't have to do this with you today. I didn't even care to do a show today. I'm just doing a show just to include you in my studies. That's really what I'm doing today in my show. I'm doing my own studies. I could have really did this without you because I love doing what I do. I also love talking to the people. But this didn't require your presence. I really just did it because I didn't want to. I know I'm not doing the show tomorrow, and I didn't want to leave y'all hanging. I told y'all I would either do a show last night or I was going to do it this morning. I said, well, if you're not doing a show this tomorrow, probably for the rest of the week, it's best you just include them in your studies so they can get some type of substance. You understand? They rock with you. Show them that respect because they rock with you, and I appreciate that. You understand? All type of people just been sending me messages. Yo, keep going. They rock with the channel. People have been coming out the crevices. I've been watching you for a while. These people don't even comment. So I respect it. I said, okay. Well, let's keep going then. It's easier to have these harder conversations. When I say harder conversations, I think outside the box. But when I'm opening up my conversation to people who's been having conversations inside of a small box, it's an echo chamber. It's been bouncing around. By the time you get to my channel, the things I'm talking about sound all type of adjectives. All type. Egregious. Ridiculous. Huh? You've never heard these things before. You heard about Jesus. You heard about Abraham. You heard about the Prophet Muhammad. You've never heard the things I'm talking about if you're in that little bubble. Now, if you're not inside that little bubble, you've heard the things I'm talking about. Because nothing is new under the sun. Indeed, this Milky Way galaxy sun, not in the year 2025, our Lord, this planet that we have been on right now, that we call Earth now has been given names before this. It's been here for billions of years. Billions. People have a hard time with retelling the history of how hip-hop started. Hip-hop started 50 years ago. 50! 50! You understand the people who started hip-hop are still alive, some of them? If not most. And they can't get the story straight. What makes you think you're going to get a straight answer of the history of your origins if they can't even get a story straight from 50 years ago? So, I got the book yesterday. Neither my wife or my daughter told me the book was here. Then when I started reading the book, my daughter was like, "Oh, you reading your book?" Yo, who was going to tell me my book was here? I'm really thinking, yo, did they not send the book? I done told the master I ordered the book. Yeah, I ordered the book. No book. Book came. Oh, I didn't want to do nothing last night. I thought about doing the show last night. Nope. Because he started talking on things that I was talking on. He has another book called Carbon Before Melanin. Woo! Woo! As you guys know, I speak on carbon, I speak on melanin. But when you have the access to a master teacher, then surely I'm going to learn things that even myself, I'm self-taught. But, right? I would have loved to have been alive when John Henrik Clarke was alive and Dr. Ben and all these cats, man. Even Dr. York. Dr. York is a pariah, right? I'm going to keep it real with you. I keep saying I got to read the case. I don't believe it. Is he capable? Every human being is capable of doing these things. I think he was getting closer to something, Dr. York, and these people down here said, "Nah, we got to put you away, because what you're trying to do is gonna, if you get away with what you're trying to do, which was actually create another nation in the United States of America, then people will discover this loophole. It weakens America. There's going to be nations popping up all over this joint. And the next thing you know, instead of this being like America, it's going to be more like Africa. This is the North American continent, but you're going to have different nations all over the place. They didn't want that. And he was very close. Very close. So what they did was, in my opinion, only in my opinion, they set him up. They put stuff on him that you can't come back from unless you have the full proof. However, just like R. Kelly is a talented man musically, you could put him in jail, but you can't take away that the guy wrote some phenomenal songs. Legendary. You can hate his crime. Now, I seen what R. Kelly did. I was in a barbershop watching it on tape. Crazy talk. Did not know that was about to happen. But sprinkler system went off. And there you was. Oh shoot. That's crazy. Dr. York is a very intelligent being. Very intelligent being. Now, if you're thinking, yo, Saladin, you be seeing some things that's off the wall, then you have no idea. I am not. Compared to Dr. York, I'm really not seeing things that's off the wall. I have not declared myself the second coming or the third coming or the fourth. No, I am merely a messenger of the light, as there are other messengers down here. I'm not the only one. You yourself may be one and not have answered the call. I'm not the only one. I don't have access to those cats. I'm grateful because I have access to the master teacher, Kaba Kameen. And he has written 5 books, and I'm going to get all 5. So reading this last night, we had just went through the night before. The video only got 140 something views, right? But the night before, we had went over whether if black people stayed in Europe forever, would they just turn Caucasian? It is a weak hypothesis. It's a weak theory. In my opinion, only my opinion, nobody on this planet can prove that human life originated on Earth. Understand what I'm saying? Human life. Not life, human life. So we may have some very similar biological attributes. And we may be able to interbreed with each other and give offspring, life form. Does it mean we are from the same groups? Interstellar or groups within not just Earth, but in the universe. Now that's a large conversation, right? So usually most people's minds, they're just confounded to Earth, right? And it's like, this is all we know. No, that's all you know. And that's mainly all you know because the conversations with the evidence clearly shows that this planet had extraterrestrial contact has been buried, obscured, probably for good reason, right? It's kind of like, well, we're not going to keep having this conversation. Let's just put that out of sight, out of mind, and let's deal with, we're stuck down here right now. We can't even get through the barriers. So let's just try to let's keep the conversations confined before we have an uprising. But clearly, these people were trying to build a tower to the heavens for a reason. Was the reason because in ancient times they had an ancient history, and the history showed that, hey, the sky people, the sky gods, they keep coming from the sky and visiting us down, but they keep there must be something in the sky. Let us build something that goes up, all the way up to the sky. That was going to be a tall building. And nonetheless, it was destroyed. You know what I've been learning? And we went over this yesterday in the video. And shout out to Roderick Thornton. If he hasn't unsubscribed by now, he might have. He hasn't responded to the video that he inspired. He wanted us to know that we are all the same. We are not the same. We are not biologically the same. Obviously, that goes without saying. But to have that conversation, listen to me. To have that conversation doesn't mean, oh, because I'm this, clearly my presentation is different from yours. That means I'm better than you. Whoever made that up probably was on jackass time. Because then we would have to definitely define what is better. What does better mean? So Roderick, that conversation was started because I said that the group that we call white people are not designed for Earth. I think Roderick took that as disrespect. And I meant no disrespect. I was just saying something that seemed to be more true than false. And you say, how can that be? Why you say that, Jamel? That's awfully rude. That's awfully rude. Am I the one that give the group Caucasian people skin cancer at a higher rate if they stay out in the sun? Did I do that? Why would that be awfully rude? Because I said it out loud. No. In fact, it's not rude, and it's time that the conversation starts because I want to kick the conversation up a notch. Rude. Why would you say that? One group, the sun actually enhances that being. That UV radiation is transformed into electrical energy. Yeah. It is almost technological. In fact, indeed. And then for another group, they will mix up the words because what happens is they are so deficient in one area that their body has to, listen to me, shut down your emotions, shut your face, and listen. Their body has to create more vitamin D. Do not listen to the rhetoric, oh, well, this is a benefit. Shut up! It's not a benefit. It's not a benefit. It's an overcompensation. It's an overcompensation. It's not a benefit. You can get any writer. People with money can get any writer to create some theory on how, hey, we're no different. This is a good thing. Yo, shut up, bro. You're trying to obviously not have us have a conversation about something that should be conversated about. Why I say it should. Because what we need to find out is, if you weren't designed for this planet and this star system, what planet and star system was you designed for? It's not about you being better. Because if we find out the true origin of this group of people, then in fact, if the black people went to their environment, guess what? Who knows? All that melanin in your body could be a deficiency. It could act as against you as kryptonite. We don't know. We don't know. What I do know is they haven't been telling the truth. Oh, I'm tired of... I love talking about religion, but at this point, it's like beating up an infant. And I hate to do it, right? Because so many people are still locked in, oh, this is mine. Take it, bro. I've done all I could do with that topic. I haven't. Whenever I feel like beating up on religion, I do, and I will. But why? Why continue beating a dead thing? The best thing that religion has is repetition. Repetition is good because it reminds you and gives you a schedule. Let me do this. Let me pray. Let me pray to keep a clean mind, mental thoughts, clean heart, emotions, right? So if you prayed like 5 times a day, that's a good thing. Just to give you some milestones throughout the day on how to stay focused. It didn't always work for me. Actually, what I'm doing now is working better for me than any religion. And that is just me asking, who do you want to be? Do you want to be this type of individual, or do you want to be this type of individual? And when I see myself veering away from somebody I told myself that I wanted to be, then I just bring myself back. Nah, you wilding out, bro. That's not who you want to be. That's not who you want to be depicted as. None of that. Go get back on track. So I don't really need me personally, I don't need a religion. I definitely don't need a religion where you had to lie to me and make up stuff to either scare me or this, that, and the third. I don't need that either. So the more I looked into these religions, I said, oh God. Oy vey. Oy vey. I don't like the obscurity of true history that they might not want to mention, right? So I started looking into what really makes a Homo sapien sapien, right? Because there's a lot of talk about cranial, the anthropologists studying the cranium, and so I said, wait, is all of this about craniums? Because this is how Johann Blumenbach, this was the base for his creation of the race class system. The cranium. I said, are we doing this off the shape of the head? Is this what this is all about? Why is the shape of the head so important to you anthropologists? And then I figured out, oh, look at the pictures, Saladin. These ancient pictures, why was the head shape elongated for these beings in these ancient depictions of the Egyptians? And even some of the older gods. Even some of the older gods. Hold on. got another book you might want to check out, The Seal Cylinders of Western Asia. Yeah. 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 Some of the older gods have these elongated. They have these elongated hats on their head, which tells me the shape of their head might actually be elongated. Now, can you trust the people who wants to control the narrative and the history, and then they change it, then you catch them changing it, then they deny that they ever changed it? Can you trust these people? They change the maps of the world. They don't tell you. You find out. Now you are the conspiracy theorist. They throw you in that box. Do you feel appreciated? Or do you feel like they're hiding something? Well, obviously you feel like they're hiding something. Why wouldn't you? Because you discovered something and then they won't give you a straight answer. Then they created artificial intelligence. They threw everything in artificial intelligence, hoping that they could curb it later. But before they got a chance to, most people just shotgunned it. Yo, tell me about Tataria. Tell me about this. Tell me about... Artificial intelligence said, yes, it's all true. It's definitely... It's all true. You're like, what? This is what I say. If you don't want to know the answer at this point, you just don't know. There's books. You can... Listen, you don't even got to trust the AI. You can ask the AI about authors who wrote about what you're thinking about and then go read the book. You just don't want to know because it would change your reality. It would change your reality, and quite honest, you're comfortable with the way things are. I read something last night. Hold on. Let me try to pull it up for you. Read something last night. Where's this guy at? All right, check this out, right? Now, I like this here for my own reasons. The guy who wrote this is what we would call racist, right? He thinks of I think, from reading this, his opinion of black people is very low. Very low. He calls us niggers in this book. But that's okay. Because the Master Kaba Kamin explains in his book, Who Were We Before the Moors? He explains in this book, if you go and get it off of Amazon, even how the N-word became corrupted. Right there. How the N-word became corrupted. Right? So, the N-word is actually in the Bible. Let me read this little small piece for you. It says the original meaning of the N-word had a connotation connected to spirituality and the concept of the Creator. The word anger, NGR. It is one of the most revered and sacred sounds in the universe. It was the divine epithet, a descriptive quality that was used by the people who began using the mother of all words that originated from this word, which was sullied by the British word nigger. The sound made Inger meant creator. The sound made by Inger meant creator in the language of Kush Kemet, Egypt. The sound made by Inger meant creator. In the language of Cush, Kemet, Egypt, the word anger has no vowels. In the ancient African and even present African languages, the Afro-Asiatic linguistic family, vowels such as A, E, I, O, U are not found in many translations, particularly in ancient Cush Kemet Egyptian language called Medu-Neter hieroglyphics. The Medu-Neter. In the translation of ancient Egypt and Hebrew, which is heavily influenced by Egyptian, we've gone over this on my show. I've insinuated who I think the Hebrews are. These are rogue Egyptians who left Egypt under attack by the priesthood of Amen. They had to leave. Amenhotep IV, aka Akhenaten, was trying something new. But again, he was a student of Thutmose III. And he gravitated to Thutmose III esoteric knowledge. He gravitated towards that. In order for you to even have done something like that and try to recreate that environment outside of the realms of a mystery school, you would have had some type, I believe he had some type of principles. And why do I say that? Because the priesthood was happily living lavish, taking advantage of the people who didn't know anything. They were happy. They didn't want to lose that. So they would make less income, they would get less attributes to their personal selves if all they doing is praising one God. And that's what Amenhotep IV, Akhenaten, did. He instituted monotheism. Doing that, he made a lot of people upset. So they had to go back, figure out, okay, how we get this cat up out of here? Now, while he's doing that, he's building a city called Amana. And he's building some great relationships, especially with the people from Canaan. When the priesthood of Amen finally decide, all right, now's the time. Let's get this cat up out of here. And they go ahead and do what they need to do. I believe that Akhenaten had to take off running, him and his followers. From my understanding, because I've been asking cats for a long time, what does Hebrew even mean? From my understanding, it merely means to cross over. Now, I've gotten that definition from only one person. So please, anybody else who wants to jump in there, go ahead. Throw your definition in the ring. But that definition I got was from Dr. York's son, Dusa York. At least he gave me a definition. I have been in contact with Dr. York's son too. This is not the House of Consciousness. I will not be bringing you guys together to fight amongst each other for views. Shout out to Sonetta. I won't be doing that. So at some point in the future, we will have all of these gentlemen on my program. I believe that these people crossed over into Canaan because why? Because they didn't have no choice. You got to get up out of Egypt. That's for sure. You got to take your antics somewhere else so they can get back to getting that money. When these people got to Egypt, what did they do? Well, even before, when they got to Canaan, what did they do? Well, even before they even got to Canaan, the Canaanites had been sending letters to Akhenaten explaining, listen, there's a group of people here called the Habiru people. The Habiru people. Phonetically, it's very close to the Hebrew, and if you have an accent, I can definitely see how that over time may change to Hebrew. Not saying it is, not saying it isn't, but the letters are there. They're complaining that these people are basically extorting. They're giving us trouble, and they were basically saying we need help with dealing with these type of people. Well, Akhenaten can't help you if he's getting kicked out of his country. So the best thing he could do when he does get to Canaan, he don't have a full army anymore. He got what he got. Best thing he could do is cooperate with these people, compromise, around the same time of Akhenaten's exodus out of Egypt is the same century that the Hebrew people and Judaism is dated to have started. Same time period. Now the master teacher, Kaba Kabami, tells us that African and even present African languages, the Afro-Asiatic linguistic family, vowels such as A, I, O, U, are not found in many translations, particularly in ancient Kush Kemet Egyptian language called Metanita hieroglyphics, and the translation of ancient Egypt and Hebrew, which is heavily influenced by Egyptian. So Hebrew is heavily influenced by Egyptian. Well, of course, I think these people got there and they wanted to retell the stories, recreate a new religion. What he was trying to do was create a monotheistic religion anyway. And now he had the freedom to do so. All of a sudden, I've always told you, Yahweh was not part of the Canaanite deity. He was not. You can research these things. He was not. You can research these things. Do not debate me. You're not going to win. But he was at it. And then that story just kept on growing. So in the end, Akhenaten gets to tell a story. He includes all of the things and the mysteries that he had learned in the old country, but the story takes a different turn, right? So instead of the 12 zodiacs, 12 is still there. 12 will always still be there. Whether it's 12 sons, 12 tribes, 12 disciples. I don't think that story is hard to figure out. You would have had to go on looking for it. Chances are you was too scared to do so if you were brought up in a religious household. Because I know what they teach you in religion. Religion has destroyed many of my relationships with some people that I loved. Religion. Anyway, I come up upon this last night. It says the first true book about cosmos and man. That's wild. I don't think I'm going to have the audacity to tell you like the first true. I can tell you what I think over here, and that would be the difference between me, my rhetoric, and someone else's. I may strongly feel, but I always say how I feel and what I believe because some new evidence may come and then I have to readjust my framework because of new evidence. But if you are stoic on certain things that no one else is stoic about, like you can't prove scientifically nothing. We can just strongly believe. That is my main problem with science right now. They be talking like a lot of the stuff is already proven, and it's not. Mathematics is usually unrefutable. There are so many things that these guys are just pretty much agreeing to guess on. So some person guesses and says, this is my hypothesis and this is my theory, and then brings it to the table of these other people who swear to God they know, and they say, yeah, this sounds solid right here. Do we all agree this is solid? Huh? You agree? Huh? Mark? Any objections? No? Okay. We agree this is solid. You get out here, start running amok. Yo, what the science says, you know, that's the main science you talking about. That's it. Yo, who's you talking to, bro? Yo, lower your voice when you talk to me, bro. What is you doing? These people have agreed that they believe. Because for some reason, they are deemed to be the smartest people in the world. That's not even fact. How do we know the smartest person in the world is just somewhere not wanting to be bothered because he's too smart or she's too smart to want to be bothered? How do we know that? We don't, is my point. Because this is Lord of the Flies. That's what this is. This is Lord of the Flies. This is just a upgraded Lord of the Flies. And a lot of times it bites us in the ass. Just like 2019, 2020, bite us in the ass. You have people out here getting into fisticuffs, telling other people to put on their masks. Didn't matter either way. Yo, because of you, you're out here killing people. See what the science do? You got people out here saying irrational things, bro. No facts behind it, no nothing. Putting their life on the line. You went to work perfectly fine. You came home with a broken nose over science. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep that shit up. Say what's up to y'all, man. I ain't said what's up to nobody in the building yet. We got a lot of people. Uncle Andy's in the building. Fucking Mac Mean was in the building. Get the fuck out of here. My motherfucking dude, Mac Mean. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I miss fucking Mac Meme, bro. Good morning, Uncle Andy. Good morning, Mac Meme. Angie was in the building. Shout out to Angie. Shout out to Robbie was in the building. City Bama was here. I'm just reading some of your comments. And he says, we all need sunlight. That's why they try to mess it up. Yes, they do. We're going to get a little bit more into it. They own the sky and the knowledge. Angie, who is the sky? What was the name of the sky god? And that's a vague question. I'm aware of that. So if you want to give me if you want to give me more than one answer, that's fine. I'm kind of looking for the original sky god, but I'll take what you give me, Angie. That's your homework. Thank you. Obey the golden rule. It's that easy. All right. As humans, some of us... we're just reading. Robbie, Uncle Andy. Pretty Divine is in the house. She came over here with the... committing energy. Grand Rising, Pretty Divine. Oh, yeah. I'm just reading. Sorry. When scientists have a theory, they will defend it even if it's wrong. That's a fact. Scientists be out here wilding. Oh, all right. Roby, thank you. Everyone, we will now start addressing Robbie as Roby. It is Roby. All right, let's continue on. Because I do want to talk about a few things today. And again, I don't think we're used to having conversations about our differences without actually trying to destroy either the character or the reality of the next person, right? I don't think anyone has done that yet. I hear the history of even the Nazis. And it sounds to me like they were on the right track. But then, here's the thing. They threw in the master race. And I don't know if they're wrong. I don't know if they're wrong. But they don't know if they're right. They're just talking. So, the difference between us is I'm telling you what I believe. And they're telling me we were the master race. Viva ask the questions. You don't know. They was on to something. They knew. Somehow they was connected to the Nordics, who was somehow connected to the Atlanteans. They knew. What didn't they know? Well, there's a bunch they probably didn't know. You know why? Because they're finding these pieces of information in fragments just like everybody else. And they're putting this shit together as they find it. So they find this part and say, oh shit. We got a genetic connection with the Atlanteans. They didn't even need DNA for that information. They found that shit out and ran off to the races with that shit, Jack. Yo, we the master race. It's over. We the master race. We need everybody blue-eyed and and fucking blonde hair. Well, that's disappointing because you didn't wait for the rest of the information. And I understand why you didn't wait for the rest of the information, because when you find information out like that, it's just exciting. It's just exciting. It's just fucking exciting. We the master race. Well, we don't know if you're the master race. No, fuck that, son. I'm telling you, we the master fucking race. We had the crazy technology. That's what you're telling us, right? Yes, they had very superior technology. Then that means we the fucking master. What are we talking about here? Announce that shit, bitch. Y'all, we the master race. Fuck what this dude talking about. We the master race. Bro, I wouldn't do that if I was you. I'm telling you, bro, I got the confidence. We the master race. All right. They were master technologists, obviously. Master race? It would be some time before DNA was actually discovered. Actually being able to synthesize and analyze and eventually edit and everything else. Be able to look into this thing a little bit more. Then they discover, hold up, we have a problem here, Master Race. It appears that these people, these black people, that's not actually a curse. That's something called melanin. You guys have a form of melanin, and they have a form of melanin. You guys have pheomelanin, they have eumelanin. It's just that it appears this eumelanin is very beneficial to these people here. Oh, God, the wonders it does. And it appears this pheomelanin, not so much. What the fuck you talking about, man? What are you talking about? We the master race. Will you stop saying that? I told you not to announce that shit. And now look. Now where we at? Now look. Right? You done got everybody all up in arms after I told you stop saying that crazy shit. And now it looks like you are deficient in things that you should have on this planet. You should have on this planet. You should not be having to put duck grease and fucking all this other shit as an extra coating on you just so your skin doesn't blister on this fucking planet. This is what I was trying to tell you. Chill out, my man. Chill. Easy, bro. Was you wildin'. But you ran off to the races, talking that racist shit. Okay, Sonzy. Okay. Alright, do the knowledge, God. Oh, now do the knowledge, God. Jesus Christ, bro. And when you run off to the races like this, it divides us further, so it makes it harder for me to talk to these groups. Now this group over here is feeling offended, thinking, are you saying that we less than? No, I am not saying that you are less than. Less than what? Why would I say that? Why would I say that? Less than what? What are you less than? What I'm telling you is, if you and your children don't lather up in some type of protection down here, you will catch the skin cancer faster. This is a fact. You will do better in areas without so much UV radiation. For us, it don't really fucking matter because the shit is like vibranium. Meaning, the more we get that shit, and it goes into our system and protects us, and there's a lot that's going on. It hits us differently, which tells me logically this group is designed for that sun. This group is designed for this sun. If this group, who you call, it's your labels, not mine. This is Johann Blumenbach. This is Johann Blumenbach. This is his shit. Wanting to call you guys white and Caucasian and all of that. I don't really like these because they trigger something either positive or negative. And I want to really neutralize the conversation and just stick to what really fucking happens when we go out into the sun. That's all I want to do. If there's any white person that would get mad at a black person because they catch cancer faster in the sun, you definitely wrong at the wrong fucking people. Definitely 100%. That's crazy, right? So the only thing you can say to me is, yeah, Saladin, that shit is true, but why would you say that shit out loud? Because I want to help you understand your origin, right? You keep telling me you from here. And I keep telling you my theory that you're not from fucking here. In fact, if you was from here. Nah, but I'm saying it was thousands of years being in the fucking Caucasus Mountains, you know what I'm saying? Being in Russia for... Yo, beloved. You gotta knock that shit off. And when I say knock it off, I mean knock that stupid shit off. There was people that was in the mountains and all type of colder areas longer than you, beloved. And they darker than you. What are you talking about? They're darker than you. Your theory makes no fucking sense, bro. Knock that shit off and listen to your boy for like 5 minutes, man. Huh? Listen to your boy like 5 minutes. I'm not saying I hate you, bro. We're not talking about negative shit here. We talk about reality. Now, for a fact, the former Israeli security officer admitted to a coalition that I've known about that includes extraterrestrials, yes, what you would call aliens, called the Galactic Federation. Only he has admitted this. There are some of us that walk the earth that know about this fucking coalition. The only fact is that he said it. I knew about the group before he said it. Now, some people are like, yo, what are you talking about? I can't do all the work for you. People telling me I don't give sources is crazy because what I learned from B. Dolo, who is one of my subscribers and a member of the Poker Face Society, he said, Saladin, keep repeating what you say. I used to just say what I said once and then move on. So if you're a member of the Poker Face Society and you say, yo, I heard him say this before, the reason I repeat what I say is because B. Dolo told me, keep repeating what you say. And when he said that, I said, holy shit. He's absolutely correct. That is how you teach people. Repetition. And now I repeat things. So if you never see me put out the sources for it, don't mean I never put out the sources for my stuff. You know how many slides I've fucking done up here? You know how long it takes to make a slide? So it takes anywhere between 4 hours and 2 days for me to do a slide. days, hours, in here 8 hours at a time because I'm researching it. That's a lot. That's a lot. But please don't tell me I don't. You never put up sources when you haven't been watching me long enough. Now, if I tell you something like the former Israeli security officer said that, then you could just look that up. You don't need my sources, and you will find the article. And then see, oh, this dude is telling the truth. Duh. I may keep some things from you. Some people want to know where some of my other sources were. If I'm keeping my sources from you, I have my reasons, and I will not be giving you them. But for the most part, about 99 or 98% of the stuff you can look up. Shit. Really 100. Because if you look hard enough, you'll find it in the same places I find. I'm just not giving you where they at. Not every last one. Now, I ran into this last night, and it says the first true book about cosmos and man. Content: the origin and structure of the cosmos. Second, soul mechanism of evolution, what awaits us after death, nature of emotions, black and white as the basis for understanding this will be all living creatures. 5, natural laws. 6, about me, where I studied. 7, children and parents, who we give birth to and who gives birth to us. 8, what is Zion, who control the planet, myths about reptiloids. 9, individual soul development. 10, the origin of humanity, the roots of all races and their role in the world. And really, that's all I could even. I don't even think I could get to 10 today, but we'll try because I got other shit to do. Right? And I'm telling you right now, it's not that I agree with everything this dude even wrote down. It sounds to me like he's a racist. But he got his information from somewhere, and that's my point, right? When people get information they never heard, they jump out the fucking window and they automatically want to make it something where their group is more powerful than the next group, and why that is so. And I believe that most of the history on this planet, it is somewhere that they don't want other people to see. They don't want other people to know. Especially now. My research has shown me that there is no proof. You can look this up. There is no proof of the original New Testament documents or writings or any of that. There's no proof. No one has an original. There's not an original in a church. There's not an original. Let me retract that last one, because it could be in the Vatican somewhere that you've never seen. But there is no public original of the New Testament anywhere. Not in the museum, not in the school, nowhere. So as these, what you call them, mainstream theologians, that's who you look up to? And you want to know why? Dude told me, yo, none of these theologians are going to take you serious. And I gave a shit. I said, why should I take them serious? They are sitting here arguing about text that was copied. Everything that they fucking put in the book of here, which is called the New Testament, is a copy of what they said the original was. So it's really speech to text. All of that, yo, but this is P1 and P52 came first and yo. P52 is a copy. P1 is a copy. Knock it off. A copy of, they don't even know the original. It was really word to fucking mouth. And it was edited. If you want to really know why I stand on what I stand on. So if they could just feed you what they believe, and then you stand by that shit like, out here ready to die for some shit they done made up, is bananas. How many have died? How many Muslims have died fighting Christians? And yeah, both of y'all religions stem from the story of Abraham. And yet, the story of fucking Abraham is made up. What? What are you talking about, Saladin? This why I don't watch your channel, blood. You'll be over here talking that bullshit. Easy, beloved. You wouldn't last. You wouldn't last. And I don't have the time for that type of shit this morning. I don't. We moving on to extraterrestrials. We're about to talk about the Lyra Constellation. I don't have time for these measly conversations of your primitive religions. Stories of grandeur and nonsense and Lot having sex with his daughters and homosexuals out of control and Sodom trying to rape angels. I don't got the time. I would love to troll about that shit this morning because I do get a kick out of it. I do. But I just can't. We got important shit to do. So let's get to the important shit, why don't we? Okay, he starts off, this guy. I don't know his name yet, but he said he would tell us his name somewhere around, he'll tell me who he is somewhere around 6. Start with 1. The origin and structure of the cosmos. This should be fun. I describe what I saw and felt thanks to my extrasensory abilities. And number 1, I do believe in extrasensory abilities. So I'm not mocking him there. Structure of the cosmos. Imagine the ball. In the first layer, pardon self. In the first outer layer, there's absolutely nothing. There disappears energy. It is emptiness beyond which there is nothing. The second layer is something cold as death. In my senses, it is static and in harmony. The third layer is dark chaos, where energy is moving at a mad speed. It's dangerous to touch because this space starts to destroy you. The fourth, inner, this is the cosmos in which we live. Here, there's the spirit and mind. Here, the ordered energy and life, our cosmos, like us, consists of layers according to the principle of bodies. That is, in the center, we have a physical body. Then comes the lust, dense, etheric, astral, mental, buddhi body, and samadhi bodies. We exist in the densest layer of the cosmos and physical body, because around us, the physical world, and we have a physical body. But if we go further into space, then there will be no stars, planets of solid matter. Their creatures, planets, and stars live on a energy level and don't have a physical body. Their lives are just as rich. Just it's a few forms of life. Different forms of life. Sorry. Damn. Each one of these is... That's a lot. God damn. I don't know if I could read all of these, because I want to get to like who he is. But he... Let me put this in the comment section just in case anybody wants to go back and read this, because I'm going to skip around. I can't. All right, there's that. So you guys have it. Angie says the basement of the Vatican. Yes, Angie. That's why I changed what I said, because I believe a lot of shit is in the basement of that Vatican. All right. I don't want to read that one. I don't want to read this one. I kind of want to go to 6. 6. About me, where I study. I am 33 years old. Esoteric. I started studying at 15. I was born in 1984. I don't know. You don't know if he's trolling you. He just happened to be 33 when he wrote this. The same year that Jesus died. You know, people start learning shit and then they just take it to the next level. And you know how many people said they was the reincarnation of God? So many people. Noble Drew Ali said he was the reincarnation. When Noble Drew Ali passed away, Master Farad said he was the reincarnation of Noble Drew Ali. I do believe, don't quote me on this, I thought Farrakhan said he was the incarnation of Elijah Muhammad. Shit gets crazy fast. Dr. York said he was the second coming or something like that. He is God. There's a lot of people said they're gods, but the divine creator, the ultimate God, the highest God. All I'm saying is a lot of that goes around, right? People get to a certain point of knowledge and they feel like I know way more than you, so I must be God. I want to stay away from that if I can. Who knows? At the rate I'm fucking reading, I fucking might go order a robe off Amazon in 2 years and I'm out here in sandals talking about I am the God who created. I try to stay humble. That's all I can fucking do. Before I'm out here wilding out. I'm a human being, right? I don't know. I don't want to say what I won't do. I, despite my brown eyes, belong to the white German family lineage. After the lessons of biology abandoned Christianity, just thought that there is a God. How it is arranged that there is a soul, whether have animals the soul. During this period, I find a yoga school. Masters of this school were the Zion magicians. They attacked me on the astral, trying to drive me insane and led to suicide. But I survived. I was lucky. They did such things. They put me in the energy flow. That I did not eat and did not sleep for 8 days. Yes, really, not a minute slept for 8 days. A shocking experience. They could control my body from a distance, push it, beat it. Then I could faint and die. Voices in the head can be heard as if the real people are talking near. They made me hunger for 32 days. 32 days no food. That 32 days of no food may have saved you, sir. I believe that you just had tapeworms. Yep. Out there eating that German pork. You understand? I believe, sir, you fucked around and you found out. You understand? Yep. This is why when I do put the black walnut tincture on the market, you gotta fuck with your boy Saladin. You out here fucking around with the Zion magicians, fuck with your boy Saladin. I give you the black walnut tincture with the cloves and wormwood. Get them worms right up out of you. Fuck with your boy. After which I was taken to the hospital for toxicosis. They know how to, I don't want to say that word. They know how to grape women from a distance. They almost seized my soul because I considered myself their property and thought that after death I would go for them to serve them in their cosmic clan. But I would just be killed there. Well, as long as you know. A little bit about my adventures in Astral. Mages mocked and had fun at me. Besides the real vision. They created me many illusions that I did not realize where reality was. For example, with a very clear vision and hearing next to me, there was some sort of creatures, astral twins. These magicians all day and night left behind the glass. You had a bad experience, bro. And I probably will read some of this, just not now. You've gone. I'm not gonna say I know all I need to know, because actually this story sounds pretty fucking wicked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to read it, but I got shit to talk about on my show. You have proven my point, though. You have come across some knowledge where you have a piece of the knowledge, and then, because I read some of the stuff below, and you were calling black people niggers. I don't know if you meant this in the ancient form or in the newer form where it is a derogatory term. I'm going to assume it was the newer form of a derogatory term. And then I say to myself, well, how much could you know if you out here slandering another human being off of phenotypes? Like, right? Like, why would you disrespect this group if they've done nothing to you? I don't get that. Anyway, let's go on and move on to the next one. White parents and black child. Here, the reverse situation. This small vampire will try to steal energy and ride on parents until old age, so that after his birth, they will turn into old men. Yes, that's what I was reading in this. I was reading that the black people, you said, were predators, and they want to steal your energy. I wonder when you wrote this. I mean, you weren't born into 1984. Were you reading old Hitler books, right? There was a book. Let's ask, who do I want to go with? I don't think I fucking trust anyone at this moment, Grok or ChatGPT. Coin flip. I don't give a shit which one of them is. Let's see. Coin flip. Heads, Grok. Tails, ChatGPT. Tails. Punk ass ChatGPT. Let's go with their punk ass. ChatGPT. Alright. What was the name of the book that was given to Hitler that, I think it was the Protocols of Zion, before I even get an answer. The Protocols of the Elders of Zion is the book that I think ChatGPT is going to give me. I started to read some of this book. But anyway, let's finish the question. What was the name of the book that was given to Hitler that inspired his agenda? The book you're thinking of is almost certainly the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. I told you guys that. Why this book matters in Hitler's story: it is forged anti-Semitic document created in the early 1900s by Russian secret police. Okay. By the way, in my studies, did you know what I learned last night? That there was a certain period that Russian, I think German, all of Europe used the French language in the courts. Did you guys know that? Well, you wouldn't know it if you would have fucking got this book by the master Kaba Kameen. You would have known that. I didn't know that. Learned that in this book yesterday. Anyway. So the Russian secret police forged this book that they say anti-Semitic. Anti-Semitic is a stupid-ass word that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean shit. they say it means against, like, opposed to the Jews. That's a story I don't even want to touch that right now. It's bullshit. It falsely claims to outline a Jewish conspiracy for world domination. I mean, is it a fucking conspiracy? Why are we still saying this was a false claim? Why are we still saying that? Are not the Jews trying to take over the fucking world? No, Saladin, you can't call them that. You gotta call them Zionist. Fuck you. What are you talking about? What are you talking? No, chill, bro. They're gonna silence you. Funguli. These people were kicked out of over 100 fucking countries for silly business. Hitler said this shit stops here today. Exterminate everybody. No, sir, you can exterminate every fucking one of them. Get them out of here. None of this, yo. Leave my country. Then they sneak back in with some fucking bullshit scam. 400% on a $100 loan. Fucking. Even in the Bible, they pissed off Christ. Had him out here. You've never seen the Christ flip out. Outside of the time, he had to flip on the Jews and was like, fucking dinner thieves. You turned my father's house into a dinner thief. You fucking bastards. And he went off. Oh, shit. Yahshua wildin', bro. Fucking crazy, bro. Original man is in the house. He's here to debate with your boy. He should be at work. He said he's always gonna say, "Yo, I'm off. This nigga's Tommy. We don't know what he's. We don't know what the original man do. Every time I talk to him, he's off over here in the comment section. Shout out to the original man. Huh? No, I'm off today, gone. Ain't got no job, bro. No. Word is bond. Alright. But I appreciate his presence over here. So, at least I have somebody going against me. He doesn't believe that the white race did not originate from Lyra Constellation. I do. I don't know if I do. I do is strong. So why am I doing the show if I don't believe that? Because it needs to be explored. That's why. I don't. It's not that I don't. I'm not about to stand on it with my heart though. But I want to explore it. And we're going to get into that in a second. We're going to go into the Lion Constellation and really get busy in a second. Angie out here shooting her shot at the kid. I think it's great that you're into natural remedies for healing. Angie, let me just shut you down right now. Before I find out what you look like and you are fucking gorgeous. So let me just shut that shit down right now. I'm married, Angie. Right? Fuck around. I get a picture of you somewhere. You sneak in my DMs. You fucking hot. Nope. That's how it happens, man. That's how it happens. Now I'm out here trying to justify why I'm out here sleeping with Angie. No, bro. Because I'm only human. That's why. So I gotta make better choices. Oh, I'm not doing it because of Angie. Angie's like, I ain't into you. I just want to dead that shit early. That's I appreciate you, Tank. I appreciate that you appreciate the fact that I'm into natural healing. Come visit your boy if I start making like 300,000. Then what I'm really saying is I can't afford you, Angie. That's what I'm really saying at heart. You understand? I can't afford you. I cannot have a wife and a mistress. I can only afford my beautiful wife. That's it. That's it. What is this guy talking about? Black parents and black child. Oh yeah, he was calling the black people energy stealers. Alright, let's get to this. What is Zion? Who controlled the planet? Myths and reptiloids. Alright, this is right up Uncle Andy's. This is up everybody's alley, right? Because Uncle Andy definitely believes in the reptilians. Original Man is out here like, nah, Jacob created that shit. Original Man, if I give him the mic, he got a whole story about Jacob and all this other shit in the Caucasus Mountains. That's great. We got to get to the bottom of it, though. You understand? We got to get to the bottom of it. Now, this German young man right here, who doesn't have that much respect for the black people, and has obviously read the Protocols of Zion, right? Protocols of Elders of Zion. This is why you got to get out your own frame of mind of thinking. You got to delve into what people who don't like you believe in, because you need to know what they are thinking and what originated that thought. It says that Hitler read the Protocols of Zion early in his political development and repeatedly referenced it as if it were legitimate. In Mein Kampf, Hitler explicitly praised it as evidence for his worldview. The Nazis distributed millions of copies in schools and German families to justify their agenda. I don't know if they were wrong. I swear to God. What do you call the ADL if they were wrong? Right? Am I right or am I fucking right? Why are there so many Jewish lobbyists in Congress? That doesn't sound like a world agenda? Huh? Hold on. Hold up, Lord. Give my computer a second. It's fucking acting up.
I remember my first APAC reception, and your fundraiser tells you have to go, and your chief of staff tells you have to go, your committee chairman all tell you have to go, and you get there and you wear this name badge, and I remember there's a QR code on it, and what we were supposed to do was go talk to donors, and then if they liked you, they scanned your QR code to make a donation, like on the spot. And so can you just imagine how demoralizing that is to like be told that your job for the next several hours to go chat people up, hoping they would scan you like a can of tomato soup on the way.
Not people, not just people, right? You couldn't say it. You couldn't say it, but you wanted to say it. You wanted to say, can you imagine how demoralizing it is to tell for someone to tell you for the next couple of hours you're gonna go chat it up with some Jews, and because that's what happened. And if they like what they hear out of your mouth, they'll fucking scan you like a can of soup. Yeah, I can't imagine it, because they were trying to take over the world. How do I know this? Because fucking Hitler told me decades ago. Where did he get his information from? The Russians. And they try to put a plug in that shit. Says, no, let's come up with a word that anybody that tries to out us for this plan. How about anti-Shemitic? Sounds good to me. Jacob, write it up. Jacob, what are you doing? Write it up. So clearly, this young man, I don't think he ever said his name. He starts off with how old he is. He's 33, like Jesus the Christ. He says, what is Zion? Who controlled the planet? Myths about reptilioids. Zion is translated Sion. Sayan, Sion, Tizan, Tijian is a place name often used as a synonym for Jerusalem. They flew from the area with black predatory energy. This energy is in the area of the neck near the spine. They represent the cosmic clan of the star Zion. Well, let's get into that. Let's get into that. Is there a star or planet, because I don't know, named Zion? Short answer, no. There's no officially recognized star, planet, moon, or astronomical object named Zion in modern astronomy. Okay. I'm not done, chat GPT, so don't get fucking happy. How about the same question, but for these names? All right. So far, they don't have any record of any of this shit homeboy's talking about. Many cultures connected a holy mountain with a star constellation. For example, Mount Meru, linked symbolically to Polaris. Okay. Well, because I'm in the middle of the show, I really don't have time to look up fucking this guy's bullshit. I will. You can assure that, but I'm in the middle of the show. And I think he goes off on several tangents, and he could be retarded for all I know, and just has the ability to write a lot. I don't know. One thing I do know is on my off time, I will retarded or not, you won't. I will look into your work. Yeah. Don't think because you're retarded, you're going to get a break from me. Now, I'm going to play that game. All right. Get into something else. Let's get into something else. I think this is where I want to start, right here. I think I want to start right here. Where is the Lion Constellation? That's where I want to start. The Lyra Constellation. Lyra, a small but prominent constellation in the northern celestial sky. It's one of the 88 modern constellations recognized by the International Astronomical Union and was one of the 48 listed by the ancient astronomer Ptolemy. Lyra represents lyre, small harp-like instrument from Greek mythology associated with the musician Orpheus. Location in the sky. Hemisphere visibility. Lyra is northern hemisphere constellation. It's visible from latitudes plus 90 degrees and negative 40 degrees. Yo, Zeke was good. No, that's me. I been wrote that shit, bro. Yeah, that's why I put it out. I only put it out because we keep moving the goalposts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yo, I got like an hour left on this joint right here that I'm doing this video. All right, one. Location in the sky, hemisphere. All right, so basically we can see the Lyra constellation from Earth. That's what they're saying, right? Without getting into all the dramatics of this right here. It says size and ranking covers 286 square degrees, making it the 52nd largest constellation. Small but easy to spot due to its bright star. Okay, so that might tell us right there before I even ask. What's your bright star? You understand? This is what I'm saying. I know we about to get into it. I know our bright star. Now, Original Man said emphatically no. But that's just his emotions. He don't know. He know what his masters have told him. I don't say masters out of disrespect. I got master teachers. When you hear me say masters, I mean master teachers. You understand? My master teacher is Master Kaba Kami. His master teachers is Master Elijah Muhammad, Master Farad, Master Farrakhan. Master teachers. And probably Clarence the 13th, Father Allah. Maybe. I know what pretty much their idea of where the white man came from. So obviously, if I'm talking about something that doesn't align with what they saying, I disagree with them. That goes without saying. Right? I don't believe that this has anything to do with some experiment down here on the recession of the genes and the black people from the scientists making white people out of black people. And if you would have kept on reading that other young man's story, he would have reversed the shit. It would have went different. He believes that the white people was here first. And somehow we got the black people who was a curse, which is crazy. Because as I have explained to you before, the black anatomy. I was looking for the word, pardon me. I don't know why in my head I heard autonomy. And I was like, that's not right. What's the word I'm looking for? God damn it. anatomy. The black anatomy is designed to match the orchestration, the energy as this planet does what it does, and our bright star does what it does. Our anatomy fits in perfect with all of that. So the question is, why? No matter, you want to say, all right, whether you believe that these people went to the mountains for years, all right, that's one answer. They went to the mountains for years and then they became recessive. Did they have food? They have enough food? Everything else is evolving just fine, right? But they somehow, over thousands of years, they was able to get food, clothing, food, everything. The one thing we didn't have, Saladin, we didn't really have the sun like that. It was cold there. I don't know. I don't know if that's enough to make you Caucasian. It's not enough. Telling you, 6,000 years, 7,000 years, 8,000 years. 8,000 years is when they say you got here. They also said that the Paleo-Siberians been in these areas for thousands of years more than what you saying. They saying that you just got here. They saying you just got here 10 to 6,000 years ago, blood. They telling me Paleo-Siberians has been around for way longer than that. What are we talking about? Why is your skin color? Not that I have any problem with your skin color. I'll tell you that right now, right? I like females. I like human females. So you're bugging if you think, huh? You're bugging. I'm not the guy to talk to and be like, yo, you out here fucking with white chicks? Yup! Fuck out my business. Crazy? So that's not what this conversation is about. This conversation is about getting to the bottom. Because it's not, if there was no difference in the way the sunlight hits our skin and what it does for our bodies, then I probably would not have to be having this conversation. If the sunlight hit your skin and hit mine and it did the exact same thing, I probably would not be having this conversation. But because it does do something that I say, well, why is that? That sounds pretty cruel to a group of people. Especially to a group of people that some of these people claiming is the master race. How are you the master race down here and you leave you outside, Jack? You blow up in flames like a fucking vampire. How are you the master race, bro? Who's telling me lies? So I got to find out where you from, bro, because you may be you just made your anatomy may be designed for a place that is not equipped for our sun. That is my thing. Lyra is one of the easiest constellations to locate because of its standout star. Look for Vega, Alpha Lyra, the fifth brightest star in the night sky. All right. Hold on. Is Vega the Lyra sun, or just bright star? Oh, I hate when you do this, bro. I didn't ask for... Hold on. Just skip the selection bullshit, bro. Vega is not just a bright star in the constellation Lyra. It is not our sun. I didn't say it was our fucking sun. Our sun is in the constellation Orion. From Earth's view, it is part of the Milky Way's Orion arm. Vega is a separate star, 25 light years away, and is the brightest star in Lyra. Yo. Calm your ass down. I asked if Vega was Lyra's sun, not our sun. Vega is just one star inside the constellation Lyra. The constellation itself doesn't have a single sun. It's a pattern of many unrelated stars at different distances. Oh shit! What? Alright, we're gonna get to the bottom of it. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. We're gonna get to, let me not get happy, right? Because my theory is that they didn't need a sun like we needed the sun. That was my theory in the first fucking place. But before I get too happy, easy. There's a lot about this I don't understand, so I gotta get to the bottom of it. Right? We have to ask the right questions before we come to a solid hypothesis, in which at that point all you skeptics should be respecting me the same way you respect these other fucking guesses out here of science, and you call them mainstream. Then throw my name in the hat too. Fuck it. Oh, you know your boy Saldin is a mainstream scientist now. What? Since when? This morning he did his show. He killed him. Knocked him out the block. Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock. That was Zeke Black that called. I had wrote a song, but they think that my words is he was like, yo, was those your lyrics or AI? I said, those is my lyrics, bro. I been wrote that fucking song. I'm not going to play it on here because it's using an old Gangstar beat, and then I'm not going to get paid for this video that I'm doing. So, but if you want to hear the song, go to my Instagram, Jamel Saladin, and you will see. All right, let's get to this. The Lyra constellation contains dozens of confirmed exoplanets orbiting stars with its boundaries, primarily discovered by NASA's Kepler Space Telescope, which targeted this region. As of 2025, databases list over 1,800 planets associated with Lyra, though the exact count evolves with new detection. Kepler 62 system, which is 980 to 1,200 light years away, a K-type star with 5 planets, including 2 in the habitable zone. Kepler 62e and Kepler 62f, 1.4 times Earth diameter, the smallest known habitable zone exoplanet at the time of discovery. These are super Earths, potentially rocky and temperate. All right, let's get to the bottom of this. So in plain English, are you saying that the Lyra constellation houses habitable planets? Yes, in plain English. Yes, the Lyra constellation does contain known planets that are considered potentially habitable. The best examples are Kepler 62e and Kepler 62f, two super-Earth-sized planets orbiting in the habitable zone of their star where liquid water could exist. They're inside the borders of Lyra as seen from Earth. So yes, Lyra has confirmed planets where, in theory, life as we know it could exist. Oh, snap. Now let's get to the real questions. Does Kepler... No, do the Kepler planets have a single star like Earth's sun? Nope. Earth's a single sun like Earth's sun. Skip this selection, man. Jesus Christ. Yes, the Kepler 62 planets and Lyra constellation orbit a single sun, just like Earth's orbit. The star called Kepler 62 is a single K-type star, smaller and cooler than our sun. Oh, really? Oh, fucking really? No binary or multiple star system here. These planets have one sun in the sky. Does smaller and cooler than our sun mean that the amount of UV if UV is one of the frequencies released is could be different from the amount that our sun on Earth omits. Yes, exactly. Kepler 62 is a K-type orange dwarf star compared to our sun. Oh, shit. Compared to our sun, a G-type yellow dwarf, it puts out much less UV radiation, especially the harmful high-energy UVC and most UVB. More of its light in the red and near-infrared part of the spectrum. God damn! I done cracked the case. Let me chill. Huh? Before they throw my silly ass in jail like fucking Tory Lanez. Now I do got some beats I could play for y'all that I made some samples from Tory Lanez. that I will play. Let me see how they looking in the chat first, because I'm about to go crazy. It's about to get stupid up in here. Up, Kush is here. Okay, we got Angie. Thank God Angie is married. Woo! Thank God. Telling you, boy. You just don't need that temptation. I'm talking about me now. I don't need that shit. I don't need that shit. Angie says, what about the moon-eyed people of the Appalachian Mountains and the native history? We're going to get to that. Angie, we're going to make a whole series out of this. Angie, if I don't do it this way, what happens? We rush the conversation and we miss small granular details that in this type of conversation, I have to present. You know why? Because it's always going to be somebody that comes out of nowhere and calls my evidence fringe. You understand? I don't like that. But guess what? I'm going to use ChatGPT and Grok to my advantage. Right? I have books. But I would have to scan all of these books, the pages, and I don't have to do that. Right? So people thinking that I'm just up here talking, not knowing, yo, this dude been studying for like years. So some of the shit he's repeating is just in his head. Some of the shit is just in his head. So when he says it, it sounds like I just pulled the shit out of thin air. Not knowing, bro, I've been studying this shit since 20 years old. Coolio, the rapper, first told me about Behold the Pale Horse when I was like 20 years old. He really set me on a path. Like, yo, go young man, go. And from there, I ended up in all type of esoteric rooms. But shout out to Bill Cooper for telling us that the United States had access to the aliens. I don't think Bill Cooper was a liar. I don't think he was a drug addict. You understand me? You understand me? So it's not that I'm not reading these books. People are like, yo, where's your sources? Bro, do you understand I've been reading these fucking books since I was 20? I'm almost 50, blood. That's 30 years ago. I don't need a degree. I don't need no body of people to say, here's Saladin, here's your degree because, yo, easy. Keep your nonsense degree. I have 2 of your nonsense degrees. And I couldn't even fucking find work last year. Easy on your bullshit degrees. I got this. I got the esoteric. I didn't need you. I didn't ask you for a course. None of that shit. I just went and started doing it. Like an alchemist. Like the alchemist that I am. Master Kamin told me last night, yo, you know it. He said, you know it. I said, yeah, but I'm not a master teacher like you yet. He said, but you will be. Fuck with your boy. I'm not trying to lead you the wrong way. I'm not telling you stuff. I'm telling you what I feel until we could get some solid evidence. Right? If it's not solid, I'm going to say, yo, this is how I feel. This is my theory. I'm not going to be like these other people that tell you to stand on it and I don't know. But what we will do over here is use our logic and our reason. And if it add up more into this type of, if it makes sense more than what I'm saying, then fucking go with that. If it makes sense with the other shit that they saying, go with that. It's up to you. You understand me? All right. It's Lil Toilet. Jesus Christ. This Lil Toilet says, I don't know why I can't pronounce this, even though I know it's in the Bible. Is it Colossians? That's what it is. Colossians. Colossians 2:8 says, beware lest anyone cheat you through the philosophy and empty deceit, according to the tradition of men, according to the basic principles of the world, and not according to Christ. There's many that come over. I tell you, I am fully used to people saying, hey, don't let Satan deceive you. Don't let Satan rob you of your glory. And my only problem with most of the thinking of these people is that they only study within the realms of a Catholic Christianity. I say Catholic Christianity because Catholic Christianity is the head of that religion. Everything else is a different denomination, a different variation from the root Catholic Christianity or Roman. Now, if these same people was to study the history, which they don't, first of all, not one of these people. You know how I know? Because if they did study it, they would find out quickly they into something that they didn't even know they was into. But fuck all that. Their study, they may know a lot within their own religion. Well, shit, I could make up a religion and tell you I'm the master of that religion, because that's all I study, and you ain't gonna beat me within this religion. I'm not trying to beat you within that religion. I'm not trying to beat you at all. I said what I said about the religion. I said what I said. Do you even know who the Christ is? I doubt it. Here's a pop quiz. They tell me Jesus was king of the Jews. What sect of Jew was he? There we go. Answer me that. Riddle me that, Batman. At this point, I would say, and I'll wait, but I won't. Because either you know the answer or you don't. You don't. You see how that works? You can't really come over here and play these type of games because either one, I have time for trolls, or two, I don't have time for trolls. Your worst thing is if I did have time for trolls and Uncle Andy has to pull me off somewhere and bring me back. If I got time for trolls, it's a bad thing. Don't come over here unless you want to be enlightened. That's it. If you fucking around over here saying I'm going to represent the Christ, I'm going to squash you. You're not representing jack shit over here. I'm going to let you represent the Christ. I am, but only after I teach you. Now, if you still want to represent the Christ after that, so you should fucking, and you're allowed to do that over here. You are allowed to do that over here. But don't make it seem like I'm trying to deceive people with my worldly charismatic rhetoric. It's not real. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm not wearing no fucking black cloak. This is fucking science I'm giving you. What the fuck are you talking about? That is, I told you earlier, they don't have an original document for Mark, Matthew, none of it. The shit is copies of what they think was there. Go look it up. So they can argue online on YouTube about, hey, and P52 and the, all of this other shit. It's all copies. They don't have the original Nowhere in the public. Nowhere. Nowhere. So do you want to argue about fantasy all day? Because what I said sounds like fantasy. Oh, white people may have come from a different constellation. Oh, Saltine, that sounds crazy. Does it? Does it? Until I get started. Then you're like, oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah. What did we just learn? What the fuck did we just learn? And we not done. Like KRS-One said, we're not done. We're not done. Oh, we're not done. I'm just getting started, my boy. Huh? So we learned that the Lyra constellation have habitable planet, meaning planets that you, man, could live on and exist. What did we also learn? We also learned that they do have a sun. But their sun is smaller and cooler than our sun. Well, what would that mean? That would mean it would give off much less UV radiation. Well, then that sounds like a place where the people who we call white people could actually exist on comfortably without their skin boiling and them getting fucking cancer, so that we can raise money for skin cancer that they're never gonna fucking beat skin cancer because they do not have the eumelanin that they need on this planet. You're never gonna get a cure. Keep fucking around with these scientists, these mad scientists down here, and they're gonna take your money. Right? Sir, do you want to give the extra change to skin cancer? Fuck no. I want my 3 cents change. All of it, please. Please. It's only 3 cents. If you don't make me ask for a manager. Give me my fucking 3 cents. I'm not giving you shit towards your bullshit research. These people are not designed for the planet. Huh? I got white family members. I got white friends. What I'm saying is not defamatory or nothing against these people. What I'm saying is, I didn't bring them here. What are you blaming me for saying the obvious? You know this shit and I know this shit. This is not like, yo, black people got smaller brains. Like what? Who the fuck said that? Trust me, Lord. Trust me. Trust me. I'm telling you the truth. You understand? They thought the blue-eyed blonde hair was an attribute of mastery, right? Blonde hair representing, look like golden hair. Huh? Fucking Xerxes. Circes. Cersei was bad, but who was the chick? That's not the chick out. Cersei is bad, though. Don't get me wrong. Jamie was wilding, but Cersei is bad. But hold on. Who? Who was the mother of dragons in Game of Thrones? Daenerys. Daenerys! Huh? Stop playing around, bro. Huh? Stop playing around. Yo, stop playing around, bro. I got some black friends. They be like, yo, I can never, you know what I'm saying? I don't date outside my race. Good for fucking you. Good for fucking you. Because if I wasn't married, I would date a Lyran in a second. I would date a fucking Lyran. Yeah. We are all humanoid species. They've categorized us into, first it was Homo sapiens. Now it's Homo sapiens sapiens, mainly because of the upgrade of the ability of the cognition and the ability to create civilizations. But all in all, our anatomy and our uniqueness, we're able to procreate with these other humanoids from different star constellations. And our offspring are able to procreate with each other. So, yes, we are of the same species. No, we are not biology. Let me get the word right in my head. Biological. Thank you. We are not biologically designed 100% the same. Clearly. Now, they've simplified stuff, and that's fine if they want to. I don't believe in most of the shit they say because I found it to be untruthful. So what they've done is they just simplified. They have the stories, this, that, and the third. Yeah, it was scientists made up the white man, this, that, and the third. What? Who told you that, bud? No. Word is bond. They told me. They told you where? Who told you this? No, the God, Master Farad. With all due respect, Master Farad had like 50 names. All due respect, Master Farad was a salesman and some say a charlatan and a hustler. Not me. Then who you talk about, charlatan? That's fucked. This is easy. Don't make me pull up the pictures of the FBI investigating Master Farad. It all in his business. Yo, what the fuck is you teaching out here, Lord? What you doing? Yo, I'm just teaching these. Is this a Jehovah's Witness book? Yeah. You out here wilding, Lord. Yo, dig this. I'm the second coming of Noble Drew Ali. Easy, Master Farad. We just want you to fuck up out of Detroit. That's You just go. Just get out of here. Just get out of here, Lord. Just get out of here. I don't got time for your silly shit today. You out here teaching these people all type of things. Huh? You people believe this shit? What the Bible tell you? What this say? If you could believe this. Before we get into what they said, was they going to tell you that this was heavily borrowed from another civilization? Were they going to tell you that? Or were they just going to demonize the Babylonians like they did? Huh? Because the Babylonians wouldn't fall in rank. You cannot trust the Hebrew people, later called the Hebrew people, who would fucking infiltrate the Canaanites. Canaanites had nothing but respect for these traveling gypsies that left Egypt. Because when they was in power, they writing letters to Amarna with nothing but respect for Akhenaten. Once he was kicked out, he has to cross over, just like in the story of Abraham. The story says his father is from Ur of the Chaldees. Ur of the Chaldees. Chaldea, which is a different geographical zone from the Levant. And yet, their God came from the mountains of Egypt. You have to make it make fucking sense when you talk to me, because I'm not an idiot. Huh? It's all here. You go off the book. Don't no. Don't try to. Yeah. The book said the God was from the Egyptian mountains, which in today's time they've changed that region, but in this time it was the Egyptian mountain. Yeah. The mountain of Paran, right? I don't know. They said I don't show sources. I just be up here fucking talking. What the fuck do I know? So your God is from the Egyptian mountains, yet you and your family came from Ur of the Chaldees, and your belief system was what? So you crossed the border, and now all of a sudden what? Now, the logical answer is you changed gods. Why? Because they had city gods back then. But you wouldn't know that. Why? Because you're not into all that studying shit. I just praise God. This is why I don't need you in my fucking room. Because you illogical, you're emotional, you don't want to think rationally. You understand? Kind of silly ass simplified answers that I just praise the Lord. Who the fuck is the Lord? Who's the Lord? Which Lord do you praise? You know how many gods are in this Bible? That's what you're not understanding. You don't even read this book. You don't read this book. In this book, it says there is a divine council. And the Most High, El Elyon, you will not find that word in this book here. You will not find that word El Elyon in this book here. Because they gave you bullshit translation. And guess what? You didn't even take the time to say, you know what? If you gave me bullshit translation, let me go figure out the truth. Like I did. But in the book, it says that the Most High, El Elyon, gave out rewards to the lesser gods, to the other gods. But for Yahweh, he wasn't given land. What was he given? Jacob's semen. Ah! Disgusting. If you ever give me semen as a gift, trust me, I will fucking shoot you. This is a fact, bro. I'm taking that as disrespect. I'm popping up at your house on Christmas. Right in the leg, and I'm walking off. Right? If you was a gangster enough to give me semen as a gift, nigga, we got a problem. We got a bigger problem than I even thought. Ain't no words need to be spoken. I'm not texting you, oh, you bitch ass nigga. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just showing up to your and walking off. No words, no nothing. That's it. Fuck you think you playing with? That's what Yahweh got. These are the facts. Read the book. Huh? Read the book. Yeah. I'm gifting holes in the yeah. I'm gifting you these nice Mud Butter says knowledge reigns supremely over nearly everyone. Facts. How come cats and dogs are all different colors? Do they come from some other planet? I don't know. I ain't talking about cats and dogs. If I had to take a guess, though, I would say, I don't know. You know why I say I don't know, Mud Butter? I have read some documentation that I have not shared with people about a wolfin species. I have not shared that documentation. I have not shared that. I don't stand on it. Here's the thing, Mud Butter. For us to not consider that, though. So, because we don't have the time, what we have to do is we have to first grab hold to something, right? So I grab hold to black and white. Somebody else, you may grab hold to cats and dogs. And then you just go in on that bitch, right? But what I'm telling you is I'm too locked in on black and white. And it's not really black and white. Let me bring it down a couple of terms of scientific terms. It has more to do with the different types of melanin, pheomelanin and eumelanin. Why is one more? Why does one group have more of this one, and why does another group have more of this one? Right. So scientifically, I'm trying to understand: does this road lead to somewhere that is fringe, meaning something that's not talked about? And they may have their reasons for not talking about this. Can we trust science? After science said bloodletting was good? After they said black people had smaller brains? Can we trust science? Are these not the same people who said Earth was flat and if you disagree, they killed you? Can we trust fucking science is my question. Mud Butter says, ask God to help you talk in full, complete sentences. Here's the thing, Mud Butter. I think if he wanted me to talk in complete and full sentences, that's how I would be talking. I honestly believe that. But, seeing how I don't believe in your bullshit, God, I don't think our agendas are going to line up. So I don't think you're ever going to get that. Merely because there are parallel conversations that are happening at one time in my head. So I start to say something and then I jump to the other thing. This is clearly visible in all of my videos. You'll stay on one topic. Finish your sentence. All I can say is, this is how I do it. I doubt I'm going to change. I don't feel any type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I know the word I want to use is not coming to my mind, but I'm not like criticizing myself over it. I know what's happening. I'm very aware. I have knowledge of self. I know how I sound. I know how I appear to people. There's nothing oblivious that you see that I don't see about me. There are tons of things in this world that I fucking probably see that you don't see because you are committed to being ignorant of new information. And anytime someone challenges what you believe, it threatens you because then you may have to be forced to reshape your whole idea of life. Poor fucking you. How old are you? And you've been believing in that God, right? I didn't ask you to come over here. You flip on the channel, you say, oh, he looks curious. What the fuck is he talking about? And I start making goddamn sense that could be backed up. Facts. That Yahweh was not part of the Canaanite religion, but he was yet added later on. He was not part of the original fucking pantheon. I give you facts that if you keep on listening instead of getting your silly ass out of here, it's going to break your fucking heart. I will break your whole cognition if you continue to sit over here and listen to me, and you will have no other choice but to admit, yes, I believe in lies, and I choose to believe in lies because I believe in my God. So if you say they're lies and they are lies and you can prove they're lies, then just call me a liar. I would rather not do that. I would rather just ask you, if the truth bothers you, leave. Leave. Don't come over here and try to be a philosopher, because I guarantee you your bullshit philosophy is not gonna last long over here. Don't try to stick up for your don't. Alright? What's happening is you're gonna fuck around and you're gonna find and I don't want that for you. What I want for you is for you to find a nice wife, maybe a closet boyfriend. You know, understand? You guys fuck around on the side. Your wife never finds out you have some fucking kids. They'll find out you was a closet homosexual when, after you die, your son is deeply disappointed. But he always had clues. Your wife's happy she got the fucking insurance money. Now she can really move forward with the fucking mailman. She's been flirting with him for years. I want you to live your life. But please, this is the wrong place to try to fuck around and find out. Can I get back to my show? Can I get back to my fucking show? Alright, where did we leave off? I gotta go do some. My wife gave me a honeydew list, and I'm out here dicking off with you guys about the Lyran people that I'm this close to finding out. Because right now, my theory makes sense. And you can't deny it. But I got some other questions. Let's see where we was at. What we find out, I do got some other questions, is Kepler is only like 25 light years away. No. Kepler, wait. Kepler might be like 1800. Hold on. No. Vega is a separate star. 25 light years away. Okay. But Vega is not there. Okay, Kepler is 980 light years away to 1200 light years away. So that is, we'll get to that in a second. But what we did find out is that they do have two habitable planets, and their sun which is called Kepler 62, is a smaller and cooler sun, which would not require them to have so much melanation. All right, let me ask a few questions before I get out of here. Do you think that A wormhole could be used to travel to shorten travel in space. Meaning, if I wanted to get to Kepler 62 in less than 1,200 light years, I could use a wormhole. Or is all of that factual nonsense? Let's see. Well, look at here. Wormholes are theories. Wormholes are not known to exist right now. They are purely theoretical and almost certainly not usable for travel. Okay. Well, these people won't be using wormholes. Wormholes come from Einstein's equations, general relativity. On paper, they're mathematically possible. I won't throw them out the window yet, if they're mathematically possible. To keep one open and stable, you need exotic negative. If they're fucking made up, why are you explaining how they work? To keep one open and stable, you need exotic negative energy. We have exotic negative energy. Stuff that has never been observed in the amounts required and might be physically impossible. There's tons of exotic energy out there. Even the most optimistic physicists like Thorne say unstable wormholes would require negative mass energy on the scale of Jupiter or more. Engineering on a cosmic level. Probably new physics we don't have. Okay. Has anyone seen the new Superman? Has anyone seen the new Superman? Realistic, fastest travel to Kepler 62 with known physics today. Even with perfect future spacecraft going 10 to 20% of speed of light, it would still take 6,000 to 12,000 years one way. God damn. I don't got the time. I don't think anyone does. So Einstein, hold on. So it hasn't been proven yet because we have not found one or created one yet. Correct? Not because the theory has been proven to not work yet. Correct? Correct on both points. We have zero evidence that wormholes exist anywhere in the universe. We've never found one. Okay. You've also never gotten back to the fucking moon, like you said you did. So, there's no surprise there. We have never created one. Not even microscopic one that lasts longer than tiny fraction of... Well, in your defense, you just figured out how to fucking split an atom, and look at the chaos that you're creating. All type of stupid shit is disappearing from the Fruit of the Looms logo. The Berenstein Bears are spelt different. Mandela's back from the fucking dead, and he was president of Africa for a while. So, yeah, we get it. The theory itself has not been proven impossible. The math in general relatively still allows them. Duh. The huge radial roadblock is the exotic negative energy needed to keep one open and stable. We don't know if that stuff can exist in the required quantities. You foolish people. You don't know, huh? You know what else you didn't know? You didn't know almost 90% of the shit you found in DNA, and you called it junk DNA. I don't trust shit you say. I don't trust your scientists. You don't never know what the fuck you're talking about, I swear to God. Then you come back later and say, oh, actually. But that's grok. That's grok. Let me come over here to ChatGPT. See what ChatGPT talking about. ChatGPT on that bullshit. See what ChatGPT talking about. You guys got to get your shit together. I asked Grok. Grok was on that, yo. Shit ain't gonna work, Lord. It ain't gonna work. I'm telling you right now. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. Let's just talk about some other shit. Let's talk about how to make the perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Now, if you cut off the edges, quite right? Yo, shut up! Shut up! I asked ChatGPT, do you think that a wormhole could be used to shorten travel in space? Meaning if I wanted to get to Kepler-62 in less than 1,200 light years, I could use a wormhole? Or is it just that factual nonsense? Or is all of that factual nonsense? ChatGPT emphatically disagrees with Grok. Says, here's the short, straight, no BS answer. Yes. In theory, a wormhole could shorten space travel. But in reality, we have zero evidence. Yeah, as Grok has told me, they exist or can be used. Now, let's break it down clearly without hype. Theoretically true. Einstein's general relativity does allow mathematics of a wormhole, also called Einstein's Rosen bridge. Einstein's Rosen bridge, huh? Okay. A wormhole would bend space-time, connect two distant points instantly, allow you to bypass normal speed of light limit. So the only thing here is that we haven't done it yet. So we have no proof that it works. It's purely mathematical. Let me ask something. Where have we ever found what you call negative energy? Exactly what is negative energy in plain English? Here's a clear, simple, no-fluff explanation you're looking for. Negative energy is real, but only in tiny amounts in quantum physics. We've never found a chunk of it, bottled it, observed it in the space as usable substance. But we have measured its effects in special situations. Let me explain in plain English. Negative energy is when the energy in a tiny region of space drops below what's normally the lowest possible level. Think of it like this. The universe has a minimum energy floor. Normally, nothing can go below that floor, but quantum physics allows tiny temporal dips below that floor. When that happens, physicists call it negative energy density. It's not a new kind of substance. It's more like a temporary hole. I was just about to ask that. Hold up. Let's skip all of this shit that you wrote. Are you talking about a black hole? Is a black hole the negative energy you are referring to? Great question. No. A black hole is not negative energy. It does not contain negative energy. It does not produce unstable negative energy. But a black hole does have one strange area where negative energy states can appear. The black hole is the densest, strongest concentration of positive mass energy in the universe, created when massive stars collapse, so dense not even light escapes. A black hole's gravity is hugely positive, not negative. But around a spinning black hole, negative energy states can exist. Ergosphere. It says wormholes needs negative energy to stay open. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to end the show here. I do have to go look up this black energy. This negative energy. But before we go, see if we can. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm wrong or Original Man is wrong. It just means we're still on the journey of trying to get to the bottom. However, you have to admit that my theory doesn't sound so crazy now.
We're Phoenix Energy, a family-owned oil company.
Chill, Phoenix, you're wildin'.
I thought I'd build a proof of concept.
Nope.
Panspermia, a term stemming from ancient Greece, directly translates to all seeds. It describes the idea that the seeds of life spread by distribution throughout the universe, either accidentally or manually driven, germinating and spreading wherever it finds a likely host planet. It's more than a fringe theory too, and not considered pseudoscience.
Are you sure? Because these people act like this is straight pseudoscience that I'm talking about. Eric von Dyken, Chariots of the Gods, I have that book. Was a god an astronaut? That's what people always like to just allude to. They quick to call somebody, this is a pseudoscience. I hate that word because it tells me right away that you actually believe everything these so-called scientists, these theologians, even scholars say without even challenging it. Because if we don't agree with the mainstream coalition or board of science and theology, then obviously then we're fringe. We're fringe. God forbid I'm fringe. God damn it. Now I have to explain to my mother I'm fringe. You know what Thanksgiving is going to look like this year if I got to go and tell her I'm fringe.
Panspermia is something scientists have been coming back to for hundreds of years. In 1903, it was Swedish chemist Svante Arrhenius who first suggested that spores could be driven across the expanse of space by the pressure of solar radiation. And by 1957, it was again suggested that life on Earth came from another planet as an aggressive infection. An alternative concept was proposed in 1960, that Earth life was the byproduct of cosmic garbage, organic detritus left behind by an older, much more advanced civilization. And as we have learned, in the 1970s, Francis Crick entertained the possibility of intentional, directed panspermia. It's something we can imagine doing ourselves to seed other planets with the template of our own ecosystems. Finally, by the 1980s, eminent mathematician Chandra Wickram Singh went so far as to suggest that viruses might have rained down from interplanetary space, and thus responsible for brand new epidemics on the one hand, and boosts in evolution on the other. Theories of panspermia find credence in the evidence from the early Earth. By all reckoning, our planet's first half-billion years or so were a violent, tumultuous time. It was a truly inhospitable place for life to begin.
So you're telling me that's how life began? I'm just trying to figure out at what point does Jesus realize, let me just go down there. Because shit's gotten way out of hand since it first started this billions of years ago. And everybody else was like, yo, what's your plan, Lord? Why would you do that? Like, what you gonna do when you get down there? And he was like, yeah, I got a plan. I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna die on a cross so they think about what they doing. And that's gonna fix this shit. Really? All right. Well, who gonna use your room while you away? I mean, anybody put bids in for that? Huh? No. Just leave everything like I'll be back. I'll be back in like 33 Earth years. All right, Lord. God damn.
And yet, begin it did. Remarkably rapidly after the end of the hellish Hadean. Certain compounds, like sugars and amino acids, require the conditions of a solar nebula to form, and are delivered to a planet's surface by the relentless solar wind. Undoubtedly, some of the ingredients for life did come from space, in what is sometimes known as soft panspermia.
I just finished.
Nope. There'll be none of that on my watch. I don't care what you just finished. I'm finishing my live right now. Let me get my theme music. Huh? Get my theme music so I can say my goodbyes. Fuck what you talking about. Get my theme music so I can say my goodbyes, Jack. And get some lunch.
I pray that the light comes and saves me. Oh, 'cause I swear I would take that ride this time to places I've dreamt about lately. Yeah, I got dreams in me too. Yeah, I pray that the light comes and saves me. 'Cause I swear I would take that ride this time to places I've dreamt about lately. I got dreams in me too. Oh, my, I want, oh my, I want, oh my, I want for you and me. Oh my, I want, oh my, I want, oh with me, I want, oh my, I want, oh my, I want, oh my, I want for you and me. Oh my, I want, oh my, I want, oh with me, I want, oh my, I want, oh my, I want.
Mac Mean is in the house. He was showing his brilliance. You understand? I like the different minds. I like the different minds. Mac Mean out here, he want me to look at Kepler 94. What was that? 74? 94. No. So he said, Saladin, do you think James Webb people telling us even 10% of what really? No, they can't. What I learned about the elite is they don't trust the rest of the population to understand. So they not going to tell us everything. They just start reacting to shit, right? Bill Gates just hauls off and starts cutting up glitter and tries to block out the sun. You ask him what's going on, he comes with a quick answer real quick. Yeah, no. Global warming, beloved. Global warming. Anyway, we good. You safe. Fuck you mean? You try to block out the sun. Fuck you mean we safe? Nah, everything is good, beloved. Trust me, I'm working with Monsanto. What? What are you talking about? You working with Monsanto? Who are you anyway, bro? What's your qualifications? Shit is crazy. I like the pushback Original Man is given. He said if the white man came from outer space, then that would make him part of the original nations. I never said he was not part of the original nations. Look. I didn't say he was not part. In all actuality, I think he is part of the Galactic Federation of Light. Tagoman came in, he says, what's this? First hit the subscribe button, beloved. Easy. You just got here. Hit the subscribe button. Do like the video, and then we can have a conversation. You understand? That's how that works. Hit the subscribe button, Lord. Now, the Galactic Federation of Light. Do you think they are bullshit, or do you not think they are bullshit? Because the Israelis tend to think they know who they've said they've been in contact with this Galactic Federation. Thank you, beloved. Now, we over here this morning, we're talking about if the original Caucasian, if the Caucasian people, the people we call Caucasian, white, is, and I'm saying it like that because there's no disrespect, right? But we down here arguing about who's black, who's white, and my argument even was always, well, you know, we are from different origins, right? We originate from different places and within the galaxy. So us arguing about blackness and whiteness, scientifically, the people who you call black are genetically designed for this planet. Scientifically, the people who you call white and Caucasian are not designed for this planet. Some people get upset, you know what I'm saying? Whether they black or white. I have black and white people getting upset. Yo, Salty, what you talking about? Of course I'm designed for this planet. My nigga, you can't go out into the sun. Right now, if we go to the beach, I can just go out there. You have to lather up in all type of chicken grease and all this silly shit. Otherwise, I could be leaving alone. We came together. Now they called an ambulance because you almost caught on fucking fire, Lord. I didn't come here for this shit. I just came out here to check out the babes and all that other silly shit. Can't leave you alone without an umbrella. I came out here to babysit your ass. You almost caught on fire on your boy. How I'm going home to your family and they be like, yo, where's Josh? And I'm like, I don't even know how to tell you this shit, Miss Williams. Josh burnt up and caught on fire. I was out getting a corn dog. She was like, you was getting a glizzy and my son caught on fire? Fuck is going on, Solid? I'm like, damn. This is why I don't take white people to the beach, bro. This is why I don't take my white friends to the beach. Every single time this shit in the same fucking way. They catch on fire, and I have to go home to explain why the fuck they almost burst into flames. Right? So, I said, where the fuck are they really from, though? No, yo, they better, or we better, because we the black. No. Take all that silly, inferior, superior shit out the way. Take that out the conversation. Where the fuck are y'all from, bro? Because you're not designed for this planet, so we have to get to the bottom of what planet y'all might really be from that the elites are not telling us. Because Elon Musk is on a mission to get the fuck off Earth. They're about to give the boy $1 trillion for a salary. He's leaving this bitch. One way or the other. So today we had a show. You can rewatch it if you want. You came late. We discovered some habitable planets that are kind of far away. But if you consider using the theoretical wormhole, possibly to get to, the Kepler planets are habitable for humanoids, but more importantly, their sun emits first of all, their sun is smaller and it emits less radiation. That is what I was supposed to ask. That is what I was supposed to ask. Hold on. Don't nobody go nowhere. Angie probably left already. So, what is the name of the Kepler sun again? Kepler 62 is its official name. Okay. How do you think the people on Earth with mostly pheomelanin would perform with that, son, while living on those habitable planets compared to Earth, better, worse, or doesn't matter? Let's just see what Grok says. My thoughts on phenomelanin dominant people under Kepler 62 suns. In plain English, better. They'd likely perform better, safer, healthier skin-wise on Kepler 62, or F, than on Earth. Fewer UV-related problems like burns, DNA damage, and skin cancer. Oh, don't say that shit, Grok, because they think I'm out here being mean to white people. You see? You see? You see what's going on, Grok? I done wore some of my fanciest ties this week so that my message comes across non-hostile. Huh? You see? So, I get it. Original man. I already told you. His masters, when I say masters, that's not a derogatory term. His master teachers. Let me finish that. His master teachers, which I respect. And I love. I love his master teachers. Some of them. Master Farad might have been a con artist, allegedly. Master Farrakhan, that's a bad man right there. He's just, he's sharp. You understand? But this is how I think. I think if me, Original Man, and Farrakhan was all in the room, Farrakhan would break down. I'm not saying he gonna break down and be eating fucking pepperonis and be like, listen, you wanna know the truth? This is what I think. I don't think he's not gonna break down that much, but he will break down and be like, brothers, and then he might even know all this shit already. The stuff I heard Farrakhan talk about, he don't really. It's like, damn, you know about that? But it's like he don't readily talk about it because, for one, that's not for his audience, and for two, they probably won't get what he's trying to say. But he does talk about extraterrestrials all the time. Now, Original Man may not be a follower of Farrakhan. He may respect him, but he may be a follower of Clarence the 13th, Father Allah. But he says, first of all, I'm trying to tell Original Man something, right? Now, his last comment, nobody's listening to me. He said, if the white man came from outer space, then that would make him part of the original nations. Thanks to Moses, Original Man. Have you not been listening to anything I said? Do you not know that Moses is an Egyptian name? Are you serious right now, right, Original Man? Have nothing I said registered inside? Thanks to Moses, that story is made up and is a retelling of another story of a people that was driven out of Egypt. Everything is from Egypt with the Hebrews. Their language is an offset of Egyptian. Their God came from an Egyptian mountain. Moses is an Egyptian name. Everything is Egyptian, Lord. I tell you no lies. But you know what it is? It's cognitive dissonance. You just got to give these people the knowledge and then let them go off, and if they have the courage to study what you're saying, then they might consider it. But if they consider, that's what I'm saying. If they consider it, you know what that's going to do to their identity? It's going to break everything. Like everything I've been believing in. So you can't come now, Saladin, with these bullshit fringe theories. Oh, I can and I will. Pause. I can and I will. It says, thanks to Moses, who got them up out the hillsides of the caves. Moses is the emancipator. Eesh. Moses' story is plagiarized from King Sargon. Benjamin Universe says, I came from the Himalayas, sir. Sir. Do not just interject your bio without hitting the subscribe button. You understand? Don't rush up in here with that Master Farad nonsense. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Then you can come in here and announce what you selling, snake oils, whatever. Trinkets, spices from the Indian root, whatever. Just hit the subscribe button as you doing it. Good. As I was saying, Moses' story was plagiarized from King Sargon. I was gonna leave, but I got time for it today. Hold on. Don't nobody leave. Don't nobody go. No fucking way. Let's pull up. I gotta use Google DuckDuckGo because YouTube want to show me the type of bullshit advertisements, right? Give me a second. DuckDuckGo takes a little bit longer to pull up because all of these other cookies are trying to invade your computer, and DuckDuckGo doesn't allow it to happen. Spam calls. Not right now, I'm on a roll. King Sargon of Akkad. Let's try to look for like a short story. Right there. I think that'll work. That's 5 minutes right there. Alright. Let's see, which one we're going to go with? Let's go with this.
In the 1890s, an archaeological dig at Nippur in southern Iraq, one of the oldest cities...
Hold on. King Sargon. Alright,
Is the Moses narrative a ripoff of Sargon of Akkad? Find out on this episode of Ancient Egypt and the Bible. It is a common assertion among mythicists and atheists that the Moses narrative was a ripoff of the biography of Sargon of Akkad. And if you like these videos and wish to help us out, please hit the...
Yeah, I don't like how you talking Fasado, bro.
If you read the story of Moses.
This one is a little bit longer, but at least this guy's not talking in some type of Fasado, some Fasado voice, bro. Alright?
If you read the story of Moses, it begins by narrating how after he was born, his mother saved him by placing him in a reed basket and floating him down the Nile. He was discovered by an Egyptian princess who raised him in the palace. However, this story actually sounds similar to the birth story of Sargon of Akkad. After Sargon was born, his mother placed him in a reed basket in a river, where he was rescued by an irrigator named Aki, who raised him as his son. He later...
Yo, bro, why is this happening so much? Like, why are people doing it? What's the deal? Huh? On some Seinfeld shit. Hey, what's the deal with putting babies in baskets and floating them up the river? What's the deal with that? Well, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Right? You can only get a story like that from somewhere you heard before. And again, I tell you, the story of Moses, Abraham, and all of this was utter nonsense. I've told you these things you didn't want to believe. Moses is a made-up character. And it is more an Egyptian name made-up character. These Hebrew people, I've told you this. You can look all of this up. I've given you the evidence. Or just the offshoot of Akhenaten, Amenhotep IV, of his failed venture as a religion, of a new religion. He failed because the priesthood of Amun was not having it. And we're not going to lose out on money because you got these grand ideas that your great-grandfather Thutmose or your grandfather Thutmose III, he was out here bullshitting, trying to enter all type of esoteric mystery schools and align all the mystery schools together, and they called it the Great White Brotherhood. Had nothing to do with race at all. Nothing to do with race at all. Thutmose III. You understand? You're not going to learn this in a barber shop. You're not going to learn this outside drinking wine.
Because of the favor of the goddess Ishtar. Many scholars have argued the similarities are enough to draw a connection and suggest the story of Moses borrowed from the Sargon birth legend. Mark Lucher says, "It is well known that this tale draws from the very similar tale of Sargon of Akkad, which signals that the biblical tale was composed during the late 8th through 7th centuries BCE, since the Sargon tale was composed during the reign of Sargon II. Martin Noth said, "When Sargon was born, he was put by his unnamed mother in a little box, made of reeds and sealed with pitch, and was then sent afloat on the Euphrates. It can hardly be doubted that such stories were known in the world of ancient Israel, and had their effect on the development of the story of the birth of Moses." If this...
Moses is not in his Israeli name, or a Hebrew name, or a Canaanite name. Yeah. 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 Listen, I love you guys, but I'm not really to be toyed with. Like, don't take my knowledge for a joke, my youth. I know. I'm up here looking like Russell Simmons with a fucking tie and a baseball cap on. So the familiarity could overstep its bounds from time to time. You understand? I joke a lot. I'm out here using all type of obscenities and profanities. But I would ask you, don't play around. All right. I was going to talk about last night before I was going to talk about this. I was going to talk about how to travel now. To travel now, you have to. The transgenders have to put their original birth classification on the passport. But after I got my book, which I'm about to go eat some food and sit down and read a couple of chapters of who we was before the Moors. After I got my book, I didn't want to talk about that. That conversation would only have gotten me subscribers, right? Because I know how to get subscribers. I keep telling you that. If I want subscribers, I could just talk about bullshit every day. And guess what YouTube is going to do? YouTube is going to be happier than a pig in mud, because they're going to be like, oh, yeah, keep talking about stupid shit. You possibly think like, yo, and talking about humans coming from other planets is not stupid shit. It's not, because I believe it's the truth, and they don't want you to understand the truth. The closer you get to the truth, there will be less reason to argue for the reasons we've been arguing. The closer we get to the truth. Because then there's no reason to say shit like, oh, black people, you monkeys, you have smaller brains than us, right? There's no reason for the white man to be running around talking about he's the fucking master race and all of this other shit and offending other people down here, right? Then that makes the black man say, well, we was the original man, and then shit gets crazy. We arguing with each other. All in all, these people not even from this planet, bro. Let's just consider this. They're not. They can't tell me that. You can't tell me that. Our scientists, they can't tell me that. Nobody can tell me that. All you can say is, yo, it was just a recessive gene. And no, none of that shit makes sense either. It's not a recessive gene. You will understand soon. First of all, the government already announced the extraterrestrials, but you didn't hear them when they said it, right? School. I believe before I die, that story will break. Not only break, I think that they will finally come through and allow you to see the different people that say they are from different planets, this, that, and the third. I believe I will see that before I die. Maybe at that time, no one will care about the origins of humanity down here, because I do believe where we're about to go in the next dispensation of life, that a lot of racial hostility will be brought down. Why will it be brought down? Because I think primarily the white community will start to see, okay, it's not going to make more sense to hate black people than it is going to be to work with them. The question will be, will black people be ready to forgive what happened and work with white people, right? We got a lot of black people upset, Jack. They're not letting none of that shit go that was going on for since 1619. You understand? These people was upset, Jack. Then you have agitators that control the news and this, that, and the third, and psyops. They out here. They get a black boy hung in a white community. They start these stupid fucking ordinances like sundown times and shit like that. All of this is on purpose to continue the hate between the two groups of Homo sapiens down here on this planet. Whoever's at the top can rest better knowing that we are at dis-ease with each other. It only makes sense after a while if black people have always shown a trustworthiness, and then after a while they're going to say, no, we can no longer be trustworthy. Right? We can no longer be trustworthy. Like when you was almost dead in Europe, we came to Europe. We gave you knowledge of self. This, that, and we showed you how to use a fucking washcloth, soap, huh? You were dying of fucking fleas and rats. You had no idea what the fuck was going on. We showed you, cleaned you up, and then you turn around, and the first time we let you into a college, you write a dissertation about how our brains are smaller than yours. Who the fuck do you think you are? Are you kidding me? And all of y'all said, yeah, their brains are smaller. How the fuck are our brains smaller if we just helped you from dying of disease? This doesn't make sense. Why are you doing this? It doesn't matter. Let's enslave them too. Fuck them. Shit. Shit. What? So everything we did, it doesn't matter? Well, apparently not. They get over here, they get to the shores, the fucking Indians help them make it through the winter. And how they get repaid? You get smallpox. Fuck them. God damn, you guys are different indeed. So at some point, the black people are just like, you know what? Let's just stick to us. You stick to you. I'm not saying these are not good ideas. What I'm saying is, I'm fond of white women with blonde hair. You understand? I'm on that bullshit. So the chances of me just being okay with your idea is I'm not down with that shit. So let me look into some more scientific reasons why we might be different. And then I end up on Kepler 62. We here. I don't think I'm going to let this conversation is going to lead me to other places. By the way, my wife is not white with blonde hair. She's black. What I'm telling you is I love all women. It just so happened I fell in love with my wife. But it could have been a Puerto Rican woman. It could have been a Dravidian Indian woman. It could have been fucking anybody. Just so happened it was her. That's what I'm telling you. Where this conversation is going to go, it's not going to stop because I'm on to something. I can tell you that. So, whenever the next time you do see me, who knows what type of topic I'm going to be on. But right now, I'm not subscriber driven, right? Because I know how to get subscriptions. I just talk about stupid shit over and over and over again. Whatever's in the headlines, just talk about that shit. I'm on to something else right now. When I'm tired of talking about this, we can get more subscriptions. But right now we're going to figure this shit out. Because I'm on to something, goddammit. And I got more scientific validation than anyone that has come here and tried to disprove me. But I invite everyone. You could try to tell me, nah, white, that doesn't make sense that white people are from a different planet originally. It doesn't make sense that they're from this fucking planet originally. So where are we at with that? So you're going to have to come better. You're going to have to come better. That being said, I got some leftovers to warm up that my wife left me for lunch. So can't be fucking around with you all day. And I got books to read. I'm out of this joint. I don't know when I'm going to be back. But pretty divine said, I don't know when I'm going to be back, but I will be. I'll let your boy. Peace out.